Today on the show, we're going to look at Harley Quinn. If you didn't know that she first appeared in the Batman animated series, and since the New 52 she's got a brand new origin story, then this video is for you. So how did Harley's creation come about? Well, there was an idea for a scene in the Batman animated series where all the police officers were taken hostage, but they needed someone to jump out of a cake to take the police officers hostage. Because they didn't want the Joker to do this himself, because they felt like that would have been a bit silly. Although he ended up doing it himself in the end, they decided, okay, the Joker needs a sidekick.
Call me Harley. Everyone does.
Now, how did they decide upon Harley Quinn? Well, Paul Dini, the creator of the series, watched a show called Days of Our Lives that featured his friend Arlene Sorkin. There was a scene where Arlene was dressed up in a clown costume and was telling really bad jokes, and this scene would be the inspiration for the character Harley Quinn.
I'm on a thrill, let's get it? Okay, two drummer boys going to a bar. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum.
First, we'll look at Harley's animated universe origin. So Dr. Harleen Frances Quinzel. She was a first-year intern at Arkham Asylum. Now, she actually becomes fascinated with the Joker and volunteers to analyze him. And it seemed like the more sessions that they would have, the more that she would fall in love with him. She's actually said in the Batman animated series, "All I ever did as a doctor was listen to other people's problems. Then the Joker came along and he listened to me." She helped the Joker escape Arkham more than once, but one time when her pudding was returned to Arkham really badly injured at the hand of Batman, that she's just driven totally insane, she finds a jester costume and becomes Harley Quinn. She would also become fast friends with Poison Ivy, who would inject her with an antitoxin that would make her immune to most, if not all, poisons. That, topped off with the fact that she was already an amazing gymnast, made her a more than capable sidekick for the Joker. Harley would often be abused by the Joker and would run away to Ivy for comfort. Ivy actually said that she was mad for following that clown, but Harley would always go back to the Joker. Ivy and Harley also teamed up in multiple DC cartoons together, including Static Shock.
That's right, the goddess of the harvest. And my associate, Thalia, muse of comedy.
Harley and Joker's relationship suffered from many ups and downs and split-ups and get-back-togethers, well, mostly her going back to him. But after several years together, they decided to settle down and have a kid. And by have a kid, I mean they decided that they were going to settle down and kidnap a kid. Whose kid would it be? Well, technically, Bruce Wayne's. They kidnapped Tim Drake. Fortunately, Batgirl and Batman had a few things to say about that, and they managed to save Tim Drake. However, in the fight, we do see Harley fall down this ditch. We don't see Harley again until years into the future. When we do see Harley again, it's because these two young girls have been bailed out of jail by their grandmother, and the two girls have modeled themselves after the Joker. And when the grandmother begins to tell these little girls off, they say, "Shut up, Nana Harley!"
Ow! Break a grandmother's heart! I hope they throw the book at you!
Oh, shut up, Nana Harley.
It's super effective!
Now on to New Earth Harley. Now this Harley was described as a genius, and she attended Gotham State University under a gymnastics scholarship, and she studied psychiatry under Dr. Odin Marcus. Now, she wanted into the graduate program really badly, so she explained to Dr. Marcus her idea for a graduate thesis. There are only two situations where someone would disregard the rules of society: when they commit a crime and when they're in love. To prove this, she would conduct a live experiment. Her test subjects? Herself and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend, Guy Cobsby, was also a scientist, and he had developed this think drink to help him calm himself and center all his nerves. One day, Guy came home and he noticed something was off with Harley, and Harley explained that she had ran a red light in a car that she had stolen and possibly shot Dr. Marcus. Guy was like, "What the hell?" And then she was like, well, do you still love me? And he obviously was a bit iffy about believing her, but when he saw a handgun that had recently been shot, he just grabs the handgun and runs out with it. Harley gives chase, and when she finds him, he is in the gymnasium, laughing nervously over a dead body of a homeless person who he believes is Dr. Marcus. He then begs Harley to help him shoot himself. Harley's like, no, but he begins to plead and beg to her. Next thing we see is a gunshot. We don't know if he shot the gun, if she shot the gun, or if they helped each other shoot the gun. We don't know what happened, and to this day it remains a mystery. The only thing we do know is that guy is dead. It was later revealed that Dr. Marcus had spiked Guy's think drink with some diluted Joker venom. Harley didn't know this, so she thought the situation was born out of total chaos, so because of that, she thought she could understand the Joker. In that moment, she decided that she needed to intern at Arkham Asylum so she could meet the Joker, and she showed Dr. Marcus that she was willing to go to extremes to be able to do it. Once she had graduated, she got an amazing reference from Dr. Marcus and instantly applied at Arkham Asylum. Within a few months, she was there and she was working as an intern. As soon as she started, she went up to Dr. Arkham and was like, hey, can I meet the Joker? And he was like, I don't know why. And she was like, oh, I'm writing a book on serial killers and I want to meet the Joker. And just like that, she was given full access to the Clown King himself. During their first session together, she introduced herself as Dr. Harley Quinn. However, she said to the Joker, but you can call me Harley Quinn, like the medieval clown. The Joker had been silent to almost every doctor, but in that moment he burst out laughing and said, are you flirting with me? She leaned into him and he placed his hands on her neck and began to strangle her. She didn't flinch at all, and this obviously surprised Joker a lot because he usually tried scaring people. And then he just kind of took his hands away and was like, it was only a joke. The two of them shared an affair, and she would help him break out of Arkham multiple times before she was caught. Obviously her medical license was revoked, and she tried claiming it was for therapeutic uses. This didn't work, and she was committed to Arkham herself. Harley would break out of Arkham several times to team up with the Joker, before she realized the way the Joker treated her was just abusive and wrong. When she broke away, she decided that she was going to be a crime boss in her own right, and that's when she made the Quintets. Harley tried her best, but all her heists failed, and she even had a bad run-in with the Riddler at Wayne Manor. Eventually, one of the Quintets decided that he had had enough of Harley's incompetence, and that he was going to take matters into his own hands. A number of assassins came for her, including Killer Croc, who attacked her at her own secret hideout. It was only because she knew the building so well that she was able to defeat him. Eventually the Quintet would reveal himself to her, and it was only thanks to a timely intervention by Matches Malone that Harley was able to survive. This Harley proved to be one of the most popular female comic book characters of all time, ranking at number 28 of 100 on Comic Vine.
It's super effective!
Now on to Prime Earth Harley. Her origin story in this continuity is quite a bit different from her previous incarnations, but I really like that because it shows that DC is willing to take risks on this character. So in this continuity, Dr. Harleen was a psychiatrist in Arkham Asylum. She had a slight fascination with the Joker, but nothing like love. But she was convinced that every other doctor that had seen him had misdiagnosed him, so she began to see him through sessions. Now the Joker would try and scare her like he would do with every doctor, but this didn't work on her, and he liked that. Now, on their 10th session together, the Joker revealed something to Harleen. He revealed that he knew that her father had been killed in a horrible drunk driving accident, and the drunk driver had the connections to get off scot-free. As a present to Harley, he presented her with the drunk driver's finger to show that the driver had been brought to justice finally. He then said to her he could show her how to be as powerful as him and how to ignore life's rules. So Harleen's supervisor, Dr. Sterano, recognized Harleen's genius and decided, you know what, I want a bit of that. So she took Harleen's medical notes and decided, I'm gonna publish this in a book of my own. She began reading through the notes and realized that Harleen had fallen in love with the Joker. When Harleen found this out, she was enraged, and attempted to kill Dr. Sterno, only to be interrupted by a guard. But she didn't back down at this point. Oh no, she simply just killed the guard and set the Joker free. The two of them ran off to Ace Chemical Processing Plant, where the Joker was like, "This is gonna be your new birthday." When Harleen realized what was going on, she attempted to run away, but it was too late and the Joker shoved her into one of the vats of the chemicals, and then the Joker drained it out, and at the bottom, here we found Harley Quinn. She was mad and disconnected from reality and an all-round lunatic by this point, and the two of them proceeded to celebrate by frick-fracking. Eventually, the Joker would be arrested, and she would lose it even more and go on like this crazy murderous rampage to get revenge for the Joker. She was then arrested and put in death row at Belle Rev. While at Belle Rev, her cell would begin to fill up with gas, and she was planted with this microbomb by a mysterious stranger. She then endured some horrific torture to ensure she was loyal to this mysterious stranger before being inducted into Amanda Walters' Task X Force, aka the Suicide Squad. Waller put the squad to work. She wanted them to track down the metahuman terrorist organization, Basilisk, but their first mission was to contain this zombifying virus and collect this baby that might hold the cure. During downtime between missions, Harleen and Deathshot got a little bit frisky and they proceeded for a bit of the sex. However, Harley didn't realize that Deathshot was actually secretly infected with the virus. On their next mission, Captain Boomerang joined their team as the leader. He said offhandedly that the Joker might be dead. The mission went well and the squad was returned to Belle Rev. However, the guard that was escorting Harley back to her cell accidentally deactivated her microbomb. She saw opportunity and caused a prison riot and escaped. The Suicide Squad only had 18 minutes to calm down the prison riot. Waller then said to Deathshot, "Here, I'll treat your virus," which she did, and then she said, "You can have an hour with your daughter if you bring back Harley, dead or alive." Harley escaped to Gotham City. She figured that the Suicide Squad would try chasing her, so she enlisted the help of some Arkham inmates that had escaped, and then while at Arkham, she kidnapped Dr. Sterno and began questioning her about the Joker. Dr. Sterno revealed that apparently the Joker had been skinned alive and his face was being kept in evidence at Gotham Police Department. A fun little touch on the scene is that after Harley heard everything that she needed to hear, she just killed Dr. Sterno. It was like, okay, I'm done with you. I'm still bitter about what you did a few years ago, so die. Meanwhile, while all this was going on, the Suicide Squad were busy beating up all the escaped inmates. After the fight, they managed to question Siamese Twin on the location of Harley and what they knew about her. They managed to get enough information to find her in time to watch her from a rooftop being arrested and taken into Gotham Police Department, exactly where she wanted to be. Now, you have to keep in mind that this incarnation of Harley is just as insane as the Joker, if not more so. So she can lose touch with reality at times. So the Suicide Squad caused a distraction in the police department, but the distraction was a little bit too good because it allowed Harley time to get into the police department evidence room. On her way out, she encountered Deathshot, who she knocked out cold. When he woke up, he was tied to a chair, and Harley was stretching the Joker's disembodied face over his own face. She then began to talk to him as if he was the Joker, asking why he had chosen to leave her behind. Deathshot, unsure of what to do, just played along and said, "Well, you should kill all of Batman's distractions, his family," foreshadowing for people that don't know. In her joy, she failed to notice that Deathshot pulled out his gun and was able to shoot her square in the gut. Now, I have to say, for me personally, the Suicide Squad right from the beginning was a really awkward read. And I only read it for Harley Quinn, but now that she was doing stuff like this, and it became even more awkward, I just stopped reading it there totally. This being said, I did get all the issues required for Batman Death of the Family. Various things happen, and Deathshot manages to kill the leader of Basilisk, but only at the cost of his own life. Next thing we see is his funeral, but a sudden gas is unleashed at the funeral, and it causes everyone apart from Harley to collapse, which means it can only be one thing: Joker venom. Harley is overjoyed to see the Joker, but the Joker not so much. He can sense a change in her that he doesn't like, and he also says that he knows about her little fling with Deathshot, and he is not happy. He says to her though that he will forgive her if she does one thing for him. Next thing we see is the Joker about to kill Harley. We also learn that the Suicide Squad leader can see everything Harley can see through contact lenses that have been put in her eyes. She did this because she knew that the Joker would eventually come back for Harley. I mean, after all, he had worked so hard on her. What I find really interesting about this scene is that it basically reveals that although Harley and Joker's characters are still the same, their statuses are totally reversed. Before, Harley would always go back to the Joker. No matter what, the Joker was always the main figure in her life. But now it's revealed that the Joker needs Harley. Like, no matter what, he needs Harley in his life and will always go back to her and always come for her. Now back to the fight. It's totally fucking crazy! We see Harley have to kill her pups, which she always saw as her babies. We then see Joker bite her fucking ear off. And then we see Harley smack him so hard in the face that his face comes off. Okay, it was never properly reattached, but his face comes off! And then Joker tries messing with Harley's mind and they share a passionate kiss for one moment, and she bites his fucking tongue out! The tongue is on the floor! The Joker manages to suppress Harley and lock her away with the others. When Harley is all like, "What others?" the Joker says, "The other Harleys, of course! There's been more than one Harley! What the actual shit fuck is going on? Oh my god!" The Joker leaves, calling her Harleen instead of Harley, and Harley vows that she will escape, which she does, but next time we see her, she is collapsed on the ground outside of Suicide Squad HQ from blood loss in her wrists, where she had wriggled to get them out of such tiny little restraints. When the Joker finds out that she has escaped, he proclaims, "You might just become my Harley yet." Personally, I don't think there have actually been any other Harleys. I think the Joker just dressed up a bunch of corpses and skeletons like Harley to try and drive Harley even further into insanity to make her a better match for him. But by doing this, he's driving her away, and it's going to be a case of, I want her, but I can't have her. And that'll be really interesting to see, because he'll want Harley, but won't be able to have her, and he'll want Batman, but he won't be able to have him.
It's super effective!
Okay guys, that's it for Exploring Comics Harley Quinn edition. As always, remember to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment down below about what you thought about Harley Quinn, and if you've got her new comic, tell me what you think, because I really want to hear what you think about Harley Quinn. Also remember to click all the social links down below. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it's super effective.